Okay, and now. Alright. Alright. So, I believe we are live. Testing, testing. Can anybody hear me? So I think I started the streaming. Alright. Let me reload this screen here. Okay. I think this should be right. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Hi there. Okay, so we're going to get right to business. Now, a lot of people who just start using FM, they kind of get this basic sound, or they get stumped by how to design the instruments, and you know, we get this basic preset on Deflemask that sounds kind of gritty and grainy, and they want to learn how to thicken things up, how to get more of a 3D effect. But I'll show you how the preset sounds. Everybody knows this sound. Okay, let me turn my desktop volume up. Okay, there we go. I think this is kind of quiet. Is this quiet to you guys? Does this sound too quiet? Okay. Well, we're going to play this and see how it sounds. So it's just a basic preset that you start off with. And to me personally, it sounds kind of grungy and nasty. I'm not particularly fond of it. So I'm going to show you a couple of tweaks to get it to sound more pleasant. Operator 1, we lower that TL value just a little bit. I like that a little better. And then we'll raise the multiplier for operator 4 to multiplier 1. Raise the volume of that up to about 10. And then we're going to move the top two detune sliders all the way to the negative and the bottom two all the way to the positive. And that gives it a nice thick chorus sound. And then what I'm going to do after that, let's see, I'm just going to copy. And you can copy and paste stuff. You can highlight these, right? And then Control C for copy, and then paste, and then paste, and then paste. So now the whole pattern is like this. So we've already kind of thickened up our sound a little bit, you see. Let me check back with the comments. So see if okay. All right. Well, try it now. Oh, good. Okay, is everything loud enough? Now I must warn you, I have these headphones which are really not that loud, and my system doesn't make it very loud for me. So okay, good. Yeah, I just hope that you guys can hear it better, because I need to get new headphones or something, as this little setup isn't working out. At least I get stereo. Okay. So now we have our bass line. And I'm going to do a little melody that's been on my mind. And I'm not going to do much of it, just like a couple of measures. But this is going to give you an idea of how to kind of thicken things up, you know? So I want you to notice, first of all, and I'll get out my Epic pen here. I love these little markup tools. So nice. So I want to show you a couple of things here that make the sound kind of thick, okay? Because I think it's important to show why things are the way they are. First of all, this is algorithm 4, which means operator 1 and 2, they work together, and then operator, whoa, hey, wait a second, that was unintentional. And then operator 3 and 4, they work together as well, okay? And that's how algorithm 4 works. And these two kind of output into that sound right there. Excuse me, I'm getting a phone call. Just a second, guys. Hi there. Just one moment. It's going good. Just hang on. Just a second, okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to mute the microphone for just a moment. Okay, guys, thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. So operators 1 and 2, they act as a complete instrument, a 2-op instrument, and operators 3 and 4 can duplicate the sound of operators 1 and 2. And then if you mix those two instruments together with an identical sound, then what you can do, and this is really cool, what you can do is you can use the detune effects. So this slightly detunes the sound of your operators, okay? And if you detune operators 1 and 2 to the same amount one way, and operators 3 and 4 the same amount the other way, then you can get this kind of thick chorus effect to your instruments. And now, what one friend of mine taught me, and I think that's Eddie right here, and I'm going to highlight his name right there. This guy right here, okay? This guy taught me how to make the sound even more chorused and thicker. And I'm going to show you what he taught me. And I'm going to call this technique the eddy current. But anyway. So what you do, okay? You hear that kind of like, that, oh, it's this kind of thick chorusy sound. So if I were to just take the detune off completely, it would sound like this. Just kind of plain, right? But if I activate the DT sliders, there's this kind of thickness to it, you know? Like it's gone through a filter. So what you can do, and I'll have to lower my octaves by 2 because with your multipliers here, so I'm going to show you a little magic trick, okay? So I'm going to turn down all of the TL values except for operator 2, and we're just going to have a basic sine wave. Now, multiplier 0, so I'm playing the note of C in the 5th octave, and multiplier 0 plays it at the lowest possible rate at the note of C. And I'm playing the same note. If I go up to multiplier 1, it raises that note an octave. Multiplier 2 raises it to an even higher octave, and then multiplier 3 goes up a half octave. And then 4 is an octave higher. So multiplier 2 is 1 octave lower than multiplier 4. And multiplier 4 is 1 octave lower than multiplier 8. But notice it's a little off tune. Now we can use that to our advantage. So we'll set everything to multiplier 8 because it's going to give us an even more detuned offset kind of sound. So I'm going to lower this back to 8, and then I'm going to raise this to 8, okay? And then let's say I'll raise this up to about 21, and I'll raise that to about this right here. And see, it sounds even more detuned right now. So that's kind of the effect you get when you raise the multiplier like that. But it's only good for higher notes. You can't go low enough for a bass line. So what I would do is lower it to about multiplier 4 for when you're getting a bass line, okay? Alright. So what you can do is lower the octave by selecting all and Control F3, F3. I can't lower the octave anymore, but that's fine. So let me see here. Okay, so that's kind of a thick bass line. And now I'm going to start with my melody. And we'll just start with a new instrument here, okay? Okay, we're almost done with this. I'm going to press insert and I'm going to copy the bass line. And once you learn these shortcuts, you know, Control C, Control V for the copy and paste, and then I press the home button to take me to the top, and I press Control A while I'm in that row, and it highlights all my notes in this column. So then I press Control F1 to kind of lower it by just a couple of semitones. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of the little melody that I thought in my head. If set a high value from multiplier, you will obtain faster detune. Okay, well that makes sense. Definitely adds a nice effect for keypads and stuff. Hey Superjet, what's up, man? Okay, so we have a melody and we have a thick bass line. Okay, so we have the starting points of a cool song. It's just a little epic tune that I was gonna make for this one game that I was helping out with. People probably won't hear the final version until the actual game comes out, but this is kind of the starting point, so I thought it'd be kind of neat for everybody to see the process. So, shiny red, Umbrian, what question can I help you with before I get too far along? And while I wait for a response, I'm going to go ahead and try to thicken up the instrument a little bit. Let's try this. Kind of trumpety, huh? So about the thing I was doing, you told me to make sure I don't have an OAXX enabled. That's the thing. I didn't have any effects yet, so I couldn't have it enabled. I read the manual, and it was able to guide me to some things, but when I tried to adjust the volume slide, nothing seemed to happen. The sound continued to trail off like nothing happened. Let's see. Can you send me the DMF file in question? Pretty sure I could help out with that. I just need to see what's going on at least, and maybe we can all learn together if you're okay with that. There we go. Add some off commands here with the right amount of release rate. Let's see. That sounds alright. Alright, let's see if we got an answer to the question. I didn't make any music yet. I was just making sound effects first, but okay. I'll see if I have it. Booting up my laptop. Perfect. And I'll just be continuing to refine the sound and kind of multiply the effect. I didn't make any. Okay. Alrighty. Supposed to put this in Discord. Okay. What you put in Discord? I don't see anything. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Nostalgia Ninja. Good evening to you, sir. How's everything going? Alrighty. Now, I'm going to click into FM channel 1 and I'm going to press Control A and then Control A one more time. So I'm holding down the Control key. It highlights the entire column for FM channel 1. If there were any effects in it, it would highlight the effects for that as well. So then I'm going to do Control C for copy, and then I'm going to paste one in channel 2, and then I'm going to paste another set in channel 3. And it's going to make the sound like about 3 times louder. Because every time you double the sound of another channel, you're going to amplify that sound by a 2-fold intensity. Now, the next step we're going to do is reduce the volume of the next 2 channels. 70. Okay, so the highest volume you can get for an FM channel is 7F. But I like to do 7-9 in the second channel, and then I can do about maybe 7-3 or 7-0 in the third channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stereo command. So the second channel is going to have it coming out of the right speaker, and the third channel is going to have it coming out of the left speaker. So this is going to give it a stereo spread. So it's kind of a stereo edge to it. However, all is not done yet. I'm going to detune FM channels 2 and 3 to different amounts. And the detune command is E5, and then I'm going to, okay, the default tuning is 8-0. So 8-0 is perfect pitch based on the A440 pitch. You know, the note of A is 440 hertz, right? And anyway, if you want to detune it a little bit higher than the note of A, you go like 8-1 or 8-2 or all the way up to say like FF. So FF is right before the next half step note. All right, but we're going to do 7-0 to have it go a little bit below, and then E5, and we're going to do 9-0. And this is going to add like an uber stereo chorus effect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, just like drag a highlight above the cell for the first note. You're going to press the insert key about 1 or 2 times for the second channel. And I'm going to do the same thing in the third channel, but I'm going to go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, maybe another 1-2, and see how that does. Does that cut off any notes that we had? Yeah, it cuts off that C note. But what we do then, so that C note, we're just going to copy it under here to the next frame. Okay. Now, this is going to create like an echo, reverb, delay effect with a stereo chorus. Ah, lovely, huh? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Going good. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is basically I'm just going to copy that whole line of notes, except I'm going to follow the same pattern, because at this point you don't need to put in any additional effects since they've already been activated. Way up here in the first frame, you just focus on the notes. You don't even have to copy these green instrument notes, okay? If you're only doing the same thing. So it makes it kind of simple. Let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start 6 lower now. Okay. And that one. Oh, well, that would be this, right? So, wham. There we go. So now we're going to hear the epicness of this. Okay. Oh, it's okay, man. Take your time. I still got about an hour or so. So you guys checking out that stereo effect? Does everything make sense so far? Because this is basically how I do things when I work on a song. You know, it's like I'll start off with a bass line and a melody. So I want the melody and a good bass line to go with it, right? And then I try to thicken up the instrument, and then I try to do like a multi-channel thing to really give it that kind of 3D sound. You know, because the Genesis can really do a lot of cool stuff. You just got to know how to work with it. Next thing I want to do is kind of do like a little vibrato. So but it's going to be strategic, okay? Okay, right here is where I can do the vibrato. Right about there. So I'm going to go 4 and probably 6, 7. That's a little too much though. We'll go down to 5, 5. It adds kind of a wavy, like this waviness to it. And what we're going to do is turn that effect off right there, and then turn it back on a little bit afterwards to a little greater intensity to give it some effect. And then that next note, it won't be quite as intense, and a little later for the effect. So maybe a 5. And then turn it off again at this next note, and then we'll end it at the 6, 7. And since it's kind of this brassy instrument, I don't really want to go too far with it. But if you do like an electric guitar, you can do all kinds of variables for your vibrato commands. Just adds a little expression. Oh yeah. Genesis can do that. Genesis can do dubstep. Genesis can pretty much do any genre. If you put your mind to it. Let's see if anybody's sending me anything. Oh, our friend here. Okay. Okay. That sound pretty good, everybody? Alrighty. Let's check out this ting right here. So I'm going to download that. Save that file. And then I'm going to save this, save as, Martian Overworld. I don't want to give too much away, but I thought I'd throw that little nugget in there to get people scratching their heads for the upcoming game. It's just a sound effect. Okay, well, that's fine. It doesn't have to sound good or anything. Alright, I'm just going to open another instance of Deflemask. Okay. Go to the desktop here. Go to downloads, I think. Yeah. Alright, cursor select. Oh, you're using Game Boy. No wonder. Well, look. You have an AXX effect. Was that intentional? Okay. Well, I mean, we could remove this AXX effect, because this AXX effect is what makes it go down low. You just remove that. But see, if I do the A9, it'll go down faster. Well, no, it goes down the same effect. Why is this? Ah, that's right. The Game Boy, you cannot control the volume like that with a Game Boy. Game Boy generally lets you control the volume only through the instrument envelope, so it works differently than other things. So, let me see here. You want it longer? Then you raise the envelope length up a little bit. Okay. or even longer. That's about the longest it goes. Yeah, Game Boy was kind of very weird in how it did things. And I know that the LSDJ tracker, they are programmed a way around this limitation, but Deflemask is just going by the basic way that the Game Boy sound chip worked. And the volume fades worked in a very specific envelope that was built into the instrument. So it wasn't like you could easily change the volume of each note. However, there is an exception to this rule, okay? Yeah, AXX, just don't do AXX. Yeah, use the envelope lengths. You could even do a little bit of attack, I think. I don't know, hold on. And that would make it a little quieter from the start. So you could kind of fade it up like that. But it just wasn't very dynamic, you know? And that line would kind of cut things off a little bit. Make a little pop. Make little clicks. Or just, you know, it wasn't very dynamic or very good. So what you could do is so I got the major scale in the major mode in the key of E. So what you would do, you could start each note off with a different volume. Different volumes. So yeah, you would have to start off each new note with a different volume if you wanted a different volume for each new note. If you're doing it in the tracker, but you can't just fade off a volume like you can't just do like that. That's not going to work. See, it would make no difference, right? It's the same thing. So those volume commands do not work while the instrument is playing. And that's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. But you can change the volume of a new or the next trigger of a note. And that's how that works. So what I could hypothetically do is I could do something like this, or maybe even like this, and it might be kind of gritty, you know, like F. And I would have to make the sound like pretty much indefinite. So maybe like F, D, A, 9, 7, 5. But that's kind of gritty. and I don't really like that. So F-E-D-C-B-A. Yeah, I just don't like the grittiness of it. We might be able to work around it, like with this command here, kind of bypass that grit that's caused by the retrigger. Yeah. All right. So that may be our little workaround right there. Okay. Let's see here. A9, 8. So it's kind of complicated, but that's how you could do your own custom fade effect with a tracker using Game Boy. You know, I don't really like it too much. It's not really my thing. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's true. The older version of Deflemask. Any more questions? Shiny red Umbrian? Not sure how to pronounce that exactly. Let me see. Oh, I like that a little bit, huh? Stereo. There we go. Huh. Kind of thickens things up a little. Okay, so no more questions. Oh yeah, the tone portamento. Yeah. Well, that can definitely help to smooth out your sounds. You know, it just kind of branches from one note to another without re-triggering the envelope. And that helps to reduce clicking and, you know, smooth out the rough edges of your note transitions. Just a little trick I've learned over the years. Alrighty. So back to this beast right here. So, needs some epic orchestra drums, you know. Orchestral. Maybe that. I don't know if that's loud enough for me. Let's try something else. I like samples and stuff, by the way. Ah, yes. My favorite. Tom. Timpani. Ah, yes. Add that other timpani. And I just encourage everybody to just go out and get some really good orchestral samples, and it'll really liven up your Genesis track. Raise the pitch up right there. Good enough. Whatever. There you go. Well, let's see. Now we activate the sample usage by 1701, and it only works in channel 6. So if you want to activate a sample, these two things are a requirement for Sega Genesis. Okay? Next step, we enter the notes of C. That kind of adds a little more orchestra effect, huh? Stainless steel, hi! Oh, that's true, Superjet Spade. Same here. Oh, I already said that. Okay, so we got our orchestra drums. Now what I want to do is I want to mix like a timpani drum sound, right? So I want to mix that with Audacity. Oh, the Audacity. So now where did I put that Audacity? Oh, right. Duh. It's in the Windows. It's program files. Audacity, no. X3. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is drag in a couple of those samples there. Alright. I know it's a little cattywampus with everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do, so I want my piatti, crashing cymbal sound in there. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Whoa. Loud, yo. So that F's, that, hold on a second. So it's that C in the second octave for that timpani drum. Alrighty. Yeah. We're going to play these simultaneously. Oh, good enough. Why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these. Export as a WAV file. And 16-bit. Yeah, we're gonna do 16-bit, okay? No question about that. Gonna save it. Mix down, export it into a mono file. Perfect. I do not mind at all. Hopefully it'll be on the forefront. Oh, I think this is it. So now I have that timpani, timpani and that crashing cymbal sound combined into a single file. So when I do it that way, then what I can simply do is load this up. Is just load. Okay, so I'm going to rename it first. Okay, combo timpani and piatti. So that's what I'm going to do, right? Get the gist of it. And that's at D sharp. So since it's at D sharp, I'm going to enter a D sharp note. Perfect. Stranger Things. Oh gosh. Oh, perfect. Working on electrical and kitchen. Stranger Things. I've got this running while I sweep and mop real quick. So happy to be able to join you. Same here. What was I going to say? Well, that's really good. I'm really glad things are going well for you. Speaking of Stranger Things, oh, let me see. Speaking of Stranger Things, so I don't actually watch the series, but some of my friends are influenced on it. So I kind of started trying to remake the Never Ending Story theme song. Now, one of my friends, Toby Comey, already did that with a different chip, but I wanted to try to do it with the Sega Genesis. I don't have a lot done with it right now, but I think it's just kind of something fun and silly. Never Ending Story theme song. It's not perfect. I'm going to have to work on those chords a little because I just have a feeling that they're not right. But, you know. No, I really don't watch it, but I'm tempted to start watching it, maybe with a friend at some point, because I've been hearing a lot of, you know, interesting things about it. We've mostly been trying to make our way slowly through the Flash. I haven't considered Orchestral. I'm currently in an experimental stage with my music, having listened to various SNES music inspired by 90s rave and techno music. Yeah. Well, I tried to, I could do a lot more with it, and this is really kind of not really my best. It's in its very early stage for that remake. Speaking of 90s rave and techno music, there is a version of that for Never Ending Story that I used to listen to all the time many years ago. And I'll just go ahead and play that here for you guys. Well, I'll just have to go to YouTube. YouTube, so let me see. Never Ending Story. Techno. I think that's right. Let me see if I can find the one that I used to listen to all the time. Here, right here. I think this is it. Oh, they didn't even have a fade out. Lame. Okay. Well, just for kicks, you know, I could try to start it off right now. So, let's see. So what do you say? That's probably 150 beats per minute. Save as. 90s techno. Yeah. Techno. Although I don't really like the term techno. It's more like, well, I guess you could. It's just, yeah, techno is basically just synthesized disco, just at like a faster speed. I don't know. It's kind of, all these genre names are kind of iffy to me, but whatever. That's just my little rant. All right. So if I bump this up a little bit in timing, go to 150. Is that about the right timing? Let me check on that. Yeah, so let me see. I'm glad you're okay, Stainless. I was worried about you for a while. I'll be honest. But I've been really busy too. You know, just so everybody knows, I just got my certified medication aid license. So now I've moved up in my career. So I've been working on that and going to a different church right now and just kind of seeing that God is kind of leading this way and just learning to overcome some of my own fears in life. Okay, what's this beat? Is that the right beat here? Yeah, that's about as close as we're going to get. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to do that. Boom. Okay. And I'm going to have to recreate my drums. And I probably could. Just real quick. Because I want to just like recreate that boom, 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 boom thing, you know? So what we got to do... Weirdness. There, we'll start there. Okay. Let's see. Techno, bass drum, yo. Okay. Enter. So, I like to go to algorithm 6 right there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I go like this, and I'll do like maybe a 2 downward spiral, like that. That sounded pretty good so far. Yeah, that's kind of a techno hit. Here. And then, of course, we'll have to do a hi-hat as well. So in order to do a hi-hat, it's pretty simple. You know, we don't have to do anything complex. We can do an algorithm 4 instrument. There we go. There we go. Let's try that. There, so we'll just kind of copy that here, here, here. Okay, so that's our basic techno rhythm. They're pretty easy to do. Eurobit, yeah. Who's already asleep? Sorry, Serga. It is still afternoon for me, so nobody's sleeping where I'm at except maybe some jobless dude still living in their parents' basement. It's time for me to move out of my parents' basement, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's see here. Now we're going to do the bass line. Bass lines are fun. Oh, sorry guys, I'm just tooling around here. That's probably about as good as we're going to get. Okay. Alright, so enough playing with that. We're going to do our bass line finally without further ado. Okay. In a few minutes I'm going to have to wrap it up, but we're going to get some basic stuff down at least. And then what we want to do for that kind of techno edge, we got to put an off command after each bass line or trigger. Kinda like this. So to really kind of thicken things up a little, though, you really want to go with it. We're going to try to... There we go. I bet we could bump this up to boop boop, boop boop. Make it lower like that. There you go, boop, and then boop. Make this a little lower. There we go. Let's see here. We can even bump this up a little more to 8, huh? Bump 2, 2, and then go to 8 for the multipliers. Multipliers. And then kind of... Okay, I think that's about right, huh? Yeah. What are you guys yakking about? I missed all this conversation. It's past 2:30. Oh, yeah. Well, Stainless Steel and I are in the central time zone, so we're like about 1,000 miles apart from each other. So I'm 1,000 miles above her, but only... Oh, well, that doesn't sound good. Only geologically, not like metaphorically, of course. No. Basements are cool. Let's see. In Russia, I am live at another part of Earth. Kazakhstan. Wow, Kazakhstan. Even no sanctions, it can be. Oh, you people. I love that. As far as I can tell, Russia and its surrounding countries. Especially Estonia. Used to be a part of the USSR, and now it's the shining beacon of capitalism in all of the world. Oh yeah, technology has come a long ways. I could be yakking with my Estonian friend while he's riding the train, and both of us are on our cell phones, and I'm walking down the street, so I've done that before. Yep, come a long way. Let me see here. we're going to have to do our little lead instrument. So this is for our bass line, right? So now we've got our bass line down. Now next up, we've got to do a new instrument for our lead. Well, not our lead, but our intro lead for that techno thing. I don't know if I got that down right. Interesting. I don't know how this is going to work with our song. Oh, because it is slower, that's why. What I should probably do, probably customize it to 70 hertz. There we go. See what our beats per minute is for that. 75. Too much. Tone it down to 65 hertz. Probably 64 hertz. Let's see how that does. Yeah. not quite perfect, but I'm just trying to get it down, I guess. But music is too loud, but voice is too silent. Voice is too silent. Really? Oh, my voice. My actual talking voice. Okay. Okay, well, I know. Okay, well, that's all for now, guys. I got to get going and help my friend out to physical therapy. All right, I hear what you're saying, Serga. And I'll try to work on my microphone levels in the future. Well, I love you guys. It's been fun. You know, it's been great talking with y'all. Stainless, it was really good to see you. Hope we can catch up sometime. It's been a while. And who else? We have Shiny Red Umbrian. Just glad I could help you out. So just let me know if you guys have any more questions, and I will see y'all later. Take care, guys. Love y'all. Have a good day, Superjet.